Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lay. Hey, let's get into it. Today let's talk about this background for a second. Okay, so what had happened was I did this look. I've been wearing it throughout the day, so if it looks a little worn out, my apologies. And as I was editing, I realized I did not have an intro or an outro. So the outro is probably going to be completely out, but the intro, we can still do it. We're just gonna, don't pay my background no attention. That's my door, my laundry basket. I sleep with a fan every night, and a mirror. So my apologies. I'm sorry. I know that sometimes that is distracting, so yeah, it is what it is.
We'll be all right.
Let's talk about the palette that we're reviewing. Today I wanted to set us up for St. Patrick's Day. So your girl was looking for something that's a little more wearable because everybody don't want to be wearing no bright green everything. So you know, when you don't wear green, you get a little pinch, or at least like that's how we used to do it. I don't know what you know the thing is today or nowadays, but we used to do a little pinch, like no green, pinch on St. Patrick's Day. So if you got green eyeshadow, that's cool. Now everybody looks at this and they're like, that's not green. Sus, that's green. It's green, it's just a more wearable green in my opinion. And I feel like on St. Patrick's Day, any green works. So for today, the palette that I'm using is the Juvias NoMad palette. This is a really pretty neutral palette. This is a really pretty like fall palette in my opinion. It's really pretty. It's really versatile. You can use it. It has like a lot of neutrals. These yellows are super pretty, but they're more like fall. But I tried to make it work because technically the 17th, it's still winter. I know we all excited and whatnot for spring, and don't worry sis, I got you. These spring looks, they're coming, okay? Like I've already started filming some. They're coming, all right? Just wait, I got you. Trust me, I got you. But for today, for St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, or at least I'm posting this and it should be tomorrow. So St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow, and I wanted to do a very wearable green because I am infamous for doing colorful looks, but you know, everybody ain't wearing that, and that's okay. That's cool. It's cool. Juvia's Place has a great eyeshadow formula in my opinion. I absolutely love their eyeshadow formulas. I have quite a few of their eyeshadow palettes. So let's talk about this. Formula, bomb. Packaging, cute. I like the green. I like how it has like this duochrome hollow type situation going in the back. I like the color story. This is a very nice neutral color story. So if you are afraid of bright colors, this is a nice introduction to color, so I do highly suggest this. The shadows blended out beautifully. I did do this morning, and it has lasted all day. So yeah, that's what we look for when we're looking for a good eyeshadow palette. So to see how I got this look, stick with me. Let's go and get into it. Okay, so we'll start by looking at this face. The first thing I'm going to do is prime my face. I already did my brows off camera. So I'm priming using the Wet n Wild Hydrating Serum. I love this serum. It is amazing. I highly suggest trying this out. It's not too hydrating where it leaves like that film over your face, but it's just enough where it hydrates your skin if you're using like a matte foundation. I like to do my primer first so that it has a chance to sit on my skin while I do my eyes. So priming my lids using the P. Louise base in Rumor number 3. It's just a tad bit lighter than my skin tone, and I'm doing a very thin layer of that. I find that that's how a primer works best. So now going in with my Juvia's Place NoMad palette, I'm starting with this mustardy yellow shade. It's actually the second yellow shade in the palette, so it's the one in the middle. My swatch photos are a little off as far as like what the colors look like in person. So this is just a really nice mustard yellow, and I'm using a fluffy blending brush. This is a Sigma E40 brush, and I'm blending this into the crease area. This is my transition color, and this is just the main shade that you see. This is what I'm using to blend all my other colors into. So circular motions all across that crease area. And it doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to be blending a lot of shadows on top. Now this next shade is more of a terracotta brown. It does come off a little more orange on camera, but I promise you it's more like a terracotta brown. So it does have some orange hue to it, which is why I think the camera picked up on more of the orange part to it. But I promise you it is more of like a orangey brown. So using a Sigma E25 brush, I'm going to blend that into the crease area slightly below where I have that yellow. And I did end up taking a little bit of tape because I did want it to be a little more crisp. And don't forget to go back and forth with those colors. That just really helps to give you more of that blended look. So I do go between the terracotta and the mustard just to make sure that everything is blended well and there's no harsh line. Now in this swatch color, it looks like it's like a poopy brown, but it's more of like a poopy green. So I'm taking this and a pointed Zoeva brush. I cannot remember the name of this brush, but if I do, I'll have it in the description box. So I'm just placing that poopy green shade on the inner and the outer corner of my eye, making sure that I am blending it, but I'm not allowing them to touch. And I do have it meet a little bit in the middle. This is just a technique I like to use. There are multiple ways to do a halo eye. This is just one of them. So I am trying to make sure that I blend that green into the orange, but because they're not the same on the color wheel, there is going to be a slight, line of demarcation. But it's okay. I am blending it as much as I possibly can. And now I'm taking some more of that P. Louise base in Rumor Zero, and I'm cutting the crease. Not only am I cutting the crease, I'm creating the halo eye. So what I like to do is I like to create where the cut is, and then I like to take the color and pull it down. I did speed this up, so I'm not doing it this fast for real. But once I have it open, I'm going to go in with my lid shade, and I'm going to start by blending the lid shade and the outer corner shades together. This lid shade is the one that's in the dead center. It's like this brownish goldish shimmery shade, and it doesn't look like much on camera, but I promise you it's like a brownish goldish type shade, and when mixed together with the green, it really comes off as more gold. It picks up more gold tones. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see the hues a lot better because I do have photos up there. So definitely make sure that you check that out. Follow me. Now I'm going to tightline my lash line, and this is just to prepare my lashes for false lashes. And I have been trying, practicing my little peak. I haven't really perfected it yet, but I love the way it looks when I do it. So these are Eden Rose lashes in the style Drama Queen. Before I do my lower lash line, I do like to go ahead and add my concealer to that area. This is my e.l.f. 16-hour Camo Concealer. Oh my god, guys, y'all have to try this. I love this concealer so much. I didn't think I would, but I do. My shade ranges or my shades will be down in the description box. So right on top of that, I'm going in with that green, the Hunter Green, Poo Poo Green, and then I'm taking a little bit of the mustard yellow to blend out those edges very lightly, very, very lightly. And then I'm going to go ahead and move on to my lower lash mascara. I've been loving this ColourPop mascara. It's just their black mascara. I want to try some of the colored ones, but for now, this is what I got. Alright, so eyes are done. We are ready to move on to the face. I did have to re-prep my face a couple of times with this serum. This serum is very hydrating. I love it so much. I highly recommend it. I don't usually like hydrating primers, but I love the Wet n Wild one. It's a really nice primer. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to face. For foundation, since I do have on a hydrating primer, I think I'm going to go in with this matte Fenty Beauty foundation. Actually my pump broke, so now I have to pour it out, which is a bummer, and this is an entire bottle, so yeah, I'm not about to buy a whole new bottle just for a pump. I'm going to apply this using my Juno Cloud Sponge, and I'm going to avoid the areas that I already applied my concealer. The thing about the Fenty Beauty foundation is if you don't like matte foundation, you're not gonna like this. But I love it. See, the only thing about using the sponge is it absorbs so much of the product that now I can't even tell how many pumps I've done. Ugh. I love the way this foundation is pairing with this concealer. I highly suggest trying that concealer. At first I wasn't going to, but and that was just because I was boycotting my Walmart because they didn't have my shade. But then when I found it at Ulta, I was like, all right, give it a shot. What is up with companies like certain, they're always saying like, oh, they cater to certain demographics, but I don't think that's true. I just wasted all this foundation. Let's see if I can get it back in the bottle. Nope. I just wasted like a quarter of my foundation. So pissed. Moving on to cream bronzing. If you're new to my channel, I do love to cream, contour, and bronze. I'm using the Wet n Wild contour stick. This is in the shade Where's Walnut. I'm just adding it to the areas that I would normally conceal. And let's say you wanted like a natural looking contour or bronzing. I highly suggest cream contouring. I might do an entire video on cream contouring and bronzing just so you all can see the difference. Maybe I'll cream contour on one side and then use like the powder on the other. If I don't add anything else, this looks more natural than when I use like my powder. But I'm the type of person, I'm a huge makeup lover, so it works for me. So as you can see, we are bronzed, at least partially. Now to set the rest of my face, I'm going in with this Wet n Wild pressed powder in the shade Golden Tan, just to set the rest of my face to prepare for, you know, all the powder products that I'm about to use. Even though with the Fenty Beauty you really don't need to do this, like this is a step that is completely unnecessary because this is such a matte foundation. Underneath my eyes, I'm using the Flower Powder by Beauty Bakery in the shade Cassava. I have actually really been loving this. It has replaced many of my my loose powders. It's so good and it's so finely milled that like once you press it into the skin, you don't feel it anymore, and that's why I love it. I'm like, yes, please. I don't normally bake, but I love this powder so much. It just gives you such a nice, you know, look to your skin. Now to bronze, I'm going in with, this is actually new for me. This is the Makeup Revolution Mega Bronzer in the shade 02 Warm. They only had two shades, so this is the warm one. So I'm curious to see how this is going to look on my skin. Mega Bronzer, thank you. So I'm assuming that this is supposed to be like a dupe for the Marc Jacob Mega Bronzer, or I could be wrong, let me know. I'm gonna have to use this by itself, like without a cream bronzer underneath. So for blush, I'm using this new blush that I got from e.l.f. This is the Primer Infused Blush. So this is in the shade Always Cheeky. It's this really pretty like coral shade, and a lot of times if I wear green, I like to do like an orangey type blush. So I'm just going to apply that. I like this. I've only seen it like two of them at a time, so it works. So I didn't cream contour my nose, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and use my Essence Contour Duo and contour my nose ever so slightly. Alright, now it's time for highlight. Since I do kind of want to keep it like this greenish gold, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife highlighter. This is a super popular highlighter, especially when it first came out. It was like everybody and their mama had to have this highlighter. I'm one of those people. So I'm just going to take a little, very intense. Actually perfect for this look. I'm going to set my face and then go on to lips. So for lips, I'm going in with this ColourPop lipstick. This is in Creme Fresh, and I'm using the BFF3 lip liner to line the lips. And then I like to take a little bit of highlighter and put it right on top where my Cupid's bow is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to my channel and share with your friends. And until next time, beauties, stay safe and stay blessed.